Majority Whip Kevin McCarthy joins us. Nice to see you, sir.
Oh, nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Okay, two questions right off the top. Is President Obama abusing his power, his authority, and is Attorney General Eric Holder doing the same?
I feel they are, because remember, the founders created this Constitution that you have three co-equal branches of government. Listen to what the president even said when he was a senator, that it was the most important job of the Supreme Court to keep in check those powers, making sure that the executive doesn't overreach it. And when you look at what's transpiring today, it's not the laws that are passing that are governing this country. It's more the bureaucrats and these agencies. You're 10 times more likely to be tried by an agency than you are by a court. Federal court does about 95,000 proceedings a year. Agencies do 939,000. Look what the president has done by empowering himself with more than 20 times. He has rewritten the health care law without going before Congress. Looks what he's trying to overreach on each place. Laws are written and passed by the House and the Senate. Unfortunately, with the current administration, and unfortunately with Harry Reid, he has 200 bills he has not passed, and the president's just trying to go around. All
right, well, let's talk about a second about the Attorney General of the United States. Is he enforcing the laws? And let me tell you, I do have one particular rub, and that's waste and fraud in the government. And you have situations like the story we reported last week at the Postal Service, where one woman used her card and took money and charged things to the tune of about $45,000. She gets a letter to return the money. Nobody gets prosecuted, so there are no perp walks, so everyone keeps doing it. I mean, there's no prosecution. Should he be prosecuting those crimes?
Yes, he should. Structure dictates behavior. And think about it. Here we have a structure that's illegal, and then they don't get prosecuted, so that continues to practice that behavior. That is why you've had more than 57 oversight hearings this week alone inside Congress, because what is going on?
But here's the problem, is that we hear these hearings, or we see these hearings, we watch these hearings, nothing's being done. I mean, there's a question of whether the president is overstepping his authority and how he maybe cherry picks a statute. That's one issue. But the Attorney General and prosecution of waste and fraud, which is stealing, I mean, unbelievable stealing from the federal government, never gets prosecuted or rarely gets prosecuted, and all we get are hearings.
Well, you can never be more frustrated than where we are. Dealing with this administration, look at the way they treat us in the process. You can go from Lois Lerner, you could go from the others. That's why you're going to see action in Ways and Means tomorrow, just from a criminal referral to the DOJ. But here we have an Attorney General that does not enforce the law of criminal behavior. I tell you what, you have a lot of members inside this Congress that used to be district of attorneys prosecute in this process. The law is the law, and you need to enforce it.
All right, if there is a criminal referral tomorrow from Ways and Means to the Justice Department, to Attorney General Eric Holder, do you expect that he will open an investigation, convene a grand jury to see if she did not violate the law?
Well, people have to understand what this is. Ways and Means, because Article 1, Section 7 says, all taxes start in the House. Ways and Means has the ability, especially when it comes to the IRS, to do their own investigation. This is like the Intel Committee when it comes to the IRS. They have information where she will be up on 3 different counts when you look at it. They will vote on that tomorrow. That is evidence that I have not seen, but the public will be able to see after they vote and that passes. I expect the Attorney General, remember, he takes an oath the exact same as every other federal employee when they come in, an elected official, to uphold the Constitution, to faithfully uphold the Constitution.
But here's the problem. People, forget Lois Lerner for a second, but when you actually have government theft, and we've got so many instances where people are just asked to repay the money after they steal it, and they repay, look, when you spend your money at a casino, that's stealing. But what can you actually do about it to get these people prosecuted? Is there anything beyond hearings?
Well, we can go and to move through, bring the Attorney General back. If the Attorney General does not go through, we can hold him in contempt in this process. But the thing you have to understand, this is the most precious of money. This is taxpayers' money. Why would this not be prosecuted if we have the law through? This is why the power that the president has been put in to take from the 3 different branches is disrupting the entire United States. This is why you need the equal co-branches to be able to push this forward.
One last question. What are you going to do about I mean, I know that you object to the president cherry-picking these statutes, deciding, for instance, on health care, what he's going to implement, what he's going to give a waiver, what he's not going to enforce at all. Is there anything you can do besides hearings?
Yes, we're going to continue to pass laws. We even passed the enforced law that it gives Congress standing because you have to faithfully uphold the Constitution. You know what? That's sitting in the Senate today. If Harry Reid would give people a vote in the Senate on more than 200 bills that have passed the House, we're not going to give up on this. We're going to continue to fight for what the Constitution says. And at the end of the day, the voters are going to empower individuals that will uphold this because I believe it'll be a fundamental difference. This is not something we'll quit on.
Thank you for joining us. We're going to talk about Senator Harry Reid in a few minutes, but thank you, Congressman.
Thanks for having me.